Hi. I want to talk a few minutes about the shaft. This lathe is a 920 Enco. Those of you that have them are familiar that the Grizzly is offering it now. I've seen them under the Jet name, and there may be others. But the original change gear shaft, and this is the top change gear. Originally it was plastic, and somebody had crashed it badly and broke teeth off and so on. And it uses these U-shaped retainers. I guess that's what it is. Now, they were a pain in the butt. I had to, what I've done is I've hammered these to close them up a little bit so they stay on the shaft. This is the original spacer. And I don't know, it's a bit confusing. It's got a set screw in it, which I found it doesn't need to be tight. The gears did not line up well on the spindle gear, and that's I chose as a base. So I made a longer spacer, and I was going along with that. I mentioned the set screws that engage the threads and lock it up. If you leave it loose, this shaft has a tendency to screw itself out. This is what Grizzly has sold me as a replacement for the shaft. Now they intend to use a C-clip to retain the screws, and I've heard other comments that people don't like those set screws or C-clips. What I intend to do is thread the end for I think I'll go with M6 and make a spacer washer on the end, along with a small spacer washer on the inside to get the gears to line up. Now I like this design. I've been thinking about it. I like it a little better. The section here is part of the shaft, and so you can put a wrench on it and torque it up and get it tight so it'll stay. You can still use the set screws on this Enco to help retain it, but I'm not sure they'd be necessary. We'll see how it goes. If I put a screw in the end, which I've done this with my mini lathe, that's how their change gears were designed to be retained, was a cap screw in the end of the shaft and a washer to retain the gears. And that's been pretty satisfactory when I remember to tighten everything up. I did have to make a little step washer on one of the banjo shafts on the mini lathe to retain the screw, get some torque on the screw and retain the gear, because clearance wise there was some issues. So when I tightened the screw up, it would tighten against the gear, and then when the gear rotated it would loosen the screw, and it would walk it right out. So with that in mind, we'll see how it goes. But I think I like this new Grizzly shaft a little better. The threads in the headstock casting are, they're okay. They didn't get damaged. It was just the threads on the shaft, and I don't know if that's focused in. It looks like it is. You can see they're pretty miserable, and that's why I bought the shaft to replace it. So that's the update. Have a good day.